Thomas Soucek's red card against Fulham has been overturned. Some very good news to come out of a disappointing result and a disappointing performance, and quite frankly, a disaster of a second half. Not only Thomas Soucek getting sent off, but Michail Antonio pulling up with a hamstring injury. And we are going to talk about a little bit about Antonio as well in this video. But let's talk about Thomas Soucek first, because it has been confirmed by the club that this red card that they appealed yesterday has been overturned and that he will be available for West Ham's next 3 fixtures, including the crucial FA Cup tie tomorrow night against Manchester United. And we know what a signing Thomas Soucek has been for West Ham. He's an integral part of this midfield. He's an integral part of the team. What he does defensively, what he does in between the 2 boxes of the defensive box and the attacking box, what he does for West Ham from set pieces, attacking them, what he does defending set pieces, and him being out the team, we lose that goal threat. This guy is our top goal scorer from breaking from midfield. This guy is a 40, 50 million pound player right now, and to lose him for the next 3 games, and possibly Antonio, would have been detrimental to our season. Our whole dynamic of our season could have changed if this was not overturned. But that is fantastic. It has been overturned. But now, the FA, I'm going to talk about it very, very briefly because I want to move on to Antonio. The FA, this is where they need to act now. Okay, it's been too many times. Mike Dean's made too many mistakes. They've made the one with Matty Cash. He was involved. He was the VAR official with the Matty Cash Southampton. For me, 100% a penalty. I don't care if he's brushed his thigh and hit his arm. It's 100% a penalty. Should have been a penalty. Then they go on to Bednarek, right? He was the one that looked at it several times again, decided that it was still a penalty and that it was a red card. He looked at this one 23 times, and it does look like that Mike Dean is sort of putting himself in these situations, then trying to convince himself that it's a red card, just maybe to fulfill his ego, therefore he can be in the headlines. And for me, the FA now, they need to act. They can't keep letting their referees make continuous mistakes with the help of VAR and then not punish them. Now, for me, Mike Dean, don't even send him to the Championship or League One, because the League One or the Championship don't deserve to have a referee of his quality not even quality, in terms of his arrogance. We have seen managers such as Nigel Pearson. I remember him doing a post-match, conference after, I think he was Leicester manager, and they said, why don't you speak to Mike Dean? And he was like, why would I want to speak to him? He's the most arrogant man I've ever met. So for me, he needs a couple of weeks off the sidelines. Do not send him to the Championship or League One. They don't deserve that kind of standard of referee in their league, despite it being a lower quality of league against in the Premier League. So just a couple of weeks off, month off. He's got to be sort of punished. He's got to be disciplined, because this cannot continue in the way he's going about things. Now, Michail Antonio, because David Moyes has done a press conference this morning in regards to the sort of an injury update with Michail Antonio, because we saw in a Fulham game that he come off, maybe feeling fatigued. He held his hamstring. We don't really know whether it was he actually felt his hamstring or he was just sort of feeling fatigued and he didn't want to risk himself. But Moyes has confirmed that today that, Michail Antonio is feeling fatigued. He's going to check him out today, see how he is in training, and then make a decision whether he will play or even be involved in a matchday squad tomorrow against Manchester United. Now, I'm not going to say, I told you so, because at the end of the day, I think all of us fans know that whilst we understand that David Moyes wanted a number 1 target, he couldn't get his number 1 target. He still should have brought in someone short term, whether it was a loan deal, whether it was, Diego Costa, which you can still do, whether it was Daniel Sturridge. We just needed someone in the short term that could give us an extra option, an extra body, so we can, give Michail Antonio and just sort of manage his game time. Because last couple of weeks since his injury, he has been pretty much just thrown into it. And that is what the position we put ourselves after selling Haller. He's been thrown into it. He's played too many 90 minutes games against Stockport, Palace, all very, close congested fixture dates as well. So for me, Antonio, would I play him tomorrow? Now, this is the big thing, because we do have Sheffield United at home. But for me, I really want to go for the FA Cup. And, whilst Antonio wasn't great against Fulham, I do believe if Antonio doesn't play, our chances of winning do decrease. So do you risk Antonio playing tomorrow in the sort of to try and chase this FA Cup stream? Or do you save him tomorrow and then play him against Sheffield United at home? Now, for me, if I was going to, I would play. If he's fit and he if Antonio goes to the manager, I'm fit, I'm raring to go, I want to play in this fixture, I would probably be inclined to take the risk. And it is a very, very big risk playing Antonio, because Antonio could pull up in the first 10 or 20 minutes of that game and him being out for 6 to 8 weeks. And that is the sort of dilemma that Moyes, has kind of put himself into, because at the end of the day, he is the one that's publicly said that he had money, he didn't want to spend it, and that money's been left to the summer budget. So he's in a dilemma. Do you chase the FA Cup? And make sure in the comment section down below you put in your answer. Do you chase the FA Cup dream? Or do you go down the route where you're going to save him? Because we don't play Sheffield United until Monday night. So he's got a good week to sort of rest up. For me, I think I'm more inclined to risk him tomorrow and then give him the next week off. Do not play against Sheffield United. Maybe start Yarmolenko up top or Mipo Odebeko up top against Sheffield United, because I'm more confident with the team getting a result against Sheffield United with Antonio being out the team against Sheffield United than with Mikel Antonio being out the team against Manchester United. I feel like if we lose Antonio tomorrow night, he doesn't play, our chances of winning does decrease by, I would say, a good 10 to 15%. Whether if he wasn't available to face Sheffield United, I've still got confidence in the boys on the pitch that we could still nick a result without Mikel Antonio on the pitch, whether it's Yarmolenko starting, whether it's Odebeko starting. I still have confidence in the team going into that fixture that we can still get a win despite Antonio not playing. So for me, it's a huge dilemma for David Moyes. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you would do. Would you start Antonio tomorrow? Would you chase the FA Cup dream and risk him, knowing that it's a huge risk? He could come, he might play the first 20 minutes, pull up with this injury because he's fatigued. David Moyes said he's going to sort of, look at him today, see if he's, see what he's like mentally, what he's like physically, like in terms of his physical condition for tomorrow. Or would you save him? Would you save him for Monday night against Sheffield United? And if you do decide to go with him tomorrow night, would you then rest him for Sheffield United? Would we rest him against Sheffield United? Then that will give him a good week or so before our next fixture, to allow him to sort of take a couple of days off, come back, sort of rejuvenated, give his hamstrings a bit of a rest, because he has played a lot of minutes. But I just feel like Manchester United's team is there to be got at there, especially their defence. I think they will rotate a little bit. I think Bruno Fernandes won't start. He didn't start against Liverpool, but at the time they were top of the league. Now they're sitting 5 points behind Manchester City with a game in hand. So the sort of dynamic of the league table has changed a little bit since they last played that FA Cup fixture against Liverpool. So maybe their attentions have now turned, to the FA Cup, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, at the end of the day, he's a Manchester United supporter, Manchester United manager. He needs to start delivering trophies. Now, if that's the FA Cup or the Premier League, whatever. If he's not going to win the Premier League, he needs to win the FA Cup or do well in the Europa League at least, to sort of fulfil Manchester United's ambitions. But yeah, guys, make sure that you hit the subscribe button for more West Ham videos, and I'll check you out. We'll catch you in the next video. See you later.